Some stars have left Hollywood behind entirely. Why? Others have gone through transformations so dramatic that fans barely recognize them anymore. What pushes a top actress off the red carpet forever? Stay tuned as we uncover surprising real-life choices, from career changes to personal struggles, that shape the lives and appearances of over 50 of the most beautiful and celebrated actresses from the 1980s and the 1990s. We're not just showing you before and after photos. We're revealing the major moments, decisions, and challenges that changed these women forever. Hit like if you love Hollywood throwbacks, and let's dive in to see what really happened behind the scenes. During the glitz and glamour of the 1980s and 1990s, a few women seemed to have it all. With striking beauty, undeniable talent, and massive fan bases, these actresses became household names almost overnight. Their faces appeared on red carpets, magazine covers, and movie screens everywhere, leaving millions in awe. But while the world saw perfection, the reality behind the scenes was far more complicated. The glare of fame often forced impossible choices, driving some stars to vanish. Public attention could be relentless, with every move watched and judged by audiences, directors, and tabloids. For many, the stress of maintaining a flawless image became overwhelming. It wasn't just about acting talent. It was about living up to a standard that rarely allowed for mistakes or vulnerability. Some actresses found the pressure so intense that stepping away seemed like the only option. One rumored story involves an actress who chose to step back from the spotlight to focus on her family. Though public sources remain unclear on the full details, fans speculated about her sudden absence from major films, but the official story was never fully confirmed. What's clear is that decisions like these came with real consequences. In Hollywood, staying relevant means everything, and those who left, even for personal reasons, often found themselves pushed aside or forgotten. Yet for some, the trade-off brought a sense of peace and a chance to build a life away from the constant scrutiny. Experts note that public scrutiny can magnify stress. Though specific quotes aren't available, the lack of privacy, the pressure to look and act a certain way, and the constant fear of losing favor all weighed heavily on these women. For actresses in particular, the expectations were even higher. Hollywood has always placed a premium on youth and appearance, making it even harder for women to navigate careers as they aged or chose different paths. Relationship with friends and family often suffered. Grueling work schedules and the demands of fame could unravel even the closest bonds. In more severe cases, the pressure led to heartbreaking outcomes, stories of addiction, health struggles, and even early deaths. Amanda Peterson is a name that stands out. She captured hearts in the 1987 romantic comedy Can't Buy Me Love, but her career faded just as quickly as it began. Over the years, rumors circulated about her struggles with addiction and health issues, amplified by the pressures of early fame. Her tragic death in 2015 shocked fans and brought renewed attention to the hidden costs of celebrity life. Still, not every story ends in tragedy or retreat. Some actresses managed to find empowerment outside the limelight, proving that leaving Hollywood didn't mean leaving happiness behind. A few embraced new passions, started families, or pursued careers unrelated to entertainment. They showed that fulfillment could come from many places, not just from the adoration of millions. The way these stars balanced, or couldn't balance, the demands of fame with their personal lives gives us a new appreciation for their resilience. Their choices remind us that the Hollywood dream isn't always what it seems, and sometimes stepping away is the bravest move of all. But while some actresses disappeared from the public eye, others stayed in the spotlight and shocked fans in a completely different way. Some became almost unrecognizable, sparking endless rumors and debates. What drove these dramatic changes, and how did the pressures of Hollywood shape their decisions? Next up, actresses who shocked Hollywood by looking unrecognizable. What drove them? Spotlights faded, but the fascination with these actresses only grew as their appearance began to change. The debate over dramatic makeovers, cosmetic enhancements, or natural aging has followed nearly every major star from the 80s and 90s. Audiences have always wondered, do these transformations come from the surgeon's office or simply from time itself? For many, the answer remains a closely guarded secret. Aging is something everyone faces, but for women in Hollywood, it's a constant public spectacle. Fans track every change, comparing red carpet photos to old movie stills, and gossip columns fuel endless speculation. Some stars seem to defy the years, while others show visible signs of aging or change. The pressure to look young and flawless has never been higher, especially for those who once set the standard for beauty on the big screen. Some actresses shocked everyone with transformations that sparked persistent rumors of fillers and surgery. Fans speculated about cosmetic work on a beloved rom-com star, yet today her performances matter more than rumors. The conversation around her look often drowned out discussions about her talent, showing just how much focus Hollywood and its audience place on appearance over achievement. Hollywood's obsession with youth in the 90s made cosmetic enhancements more common, even if few talked about it openly. The industry rewarded actresses who could maintain a certain look, and many felt they had no choice but to keep up. According to reports, some quietly pursued procedures, hoping to hold on to leading roles or simply to feel comfortable in their own skin. The fear of being replaced by someone younger or more marketable was always present, and the scrutiny was relentless. Not every actress chose to go down that path. Some stars publicly rejected extreme measures, embracing aging naturally and earning praise. They became icons for doing things their own way, showing that confidence and authenticity could outshine any wrinkle or gray hair. Fans celebrated these choices, seeing them as acts of rebellion against impossible beauty standards. While some admitted to small tweaks or modern skincare, the bigger message was about self-acceptance and honesty. Society's expectations played a huge role in shaping these decisions. The 90s were a time of intense focus on physical perfection, driven by tabloids and paparazzi who made a living off scrutinizing celebrity appearances. Entire careers were built or destroyed based on how well an actress fit the mold. Male actors rarely face the same level of judgment, making the pressure on women even more intense. As cosmetic procedures became more acceptable, the public started to believe that perfection was just a surgery away, adding to the pressure on those in the spotlight. Over time, public attitudes have shifted slightly. There's now more acceptance of both cosmetic enhancements and natural aging, though the judgment hasn't disappeared. Some actresses have spoken openly about their experiences, sharing the ups and downs of trying to meet Hollywood's expectations. One star famously admitted that surgery didn't bring her happiness and instead left her feeling worse, giving fans a rare look at the emotional cost behind the decisions to alter one's appearance. For the stars who faced harsh criticism, the conversation has started to change. Fans now focus more on their body of work and lasting impact than on rumors about their looks. The actresses who chose a natural path or who spoke honestly about their choices have become symbols of resilience and authenticity. The debate over cosmetic enhancements versus natural aging is still alive, but there's a growing recognition of the unfair pressures these women face and the strength it took to navigate them. Which path brought lasting respect and which left a legacy of whispered what-ifs? The answers aren't always clear. What is certain is that many actresses found ways to redefine themselves, sometimes in ways no one saw coming. Their next moves would surprise everyone, showing that life after Hollywood could be just as compelling as anything on screen. What happens when the cameras stop rolling and the scripts dry up? For some of the most recognizable actresses from the 80s and 90s, the end of their Hollywood run was just the start of something new. These women, once faces of blockbuster movies and hit TV shows, made choices that took them down paths nobody could have predicted. Fans always wondered, what could possibly make someone trade in the red carpet for a totally different life? For many, the answer was personal. The non-stop grind of the entertainment industry wore some of them down, while others realized that roles started to disappear as they got older. Hollywood has never been shy about favoring youth, and when the offers slowed, these stars had to make a choice: cling to what was left or look for something more meaningful. Some simply didn't want to play by these rules anymore. Legends say a former Oscar winner devoted herself to animal rescue, leaving Hollywood glam for a new mission. She shifted her focus from movie sets to helping animals in need, and fans respected her dedicating her fame to a cause that mattered to her. Stories like this show how stepping away from the spotlight can sometimes open up even bigger opportunities for personal fulfillment. Not every change was met with applause right away. Whoopi Goldberg, for example, moved into daytime TV, stirring debates about finding a new platform for her voice. She was already known for her sharp humor and bold opinions, but her move to The View surprised people who had followed her film career. Over time, her role on the show gave her a new kind of influence, letting her speak out on social issues and connect with a whole new audience. Her journey showed that reinvention isn't always about leaving the public eye. It can be about transforming your place within it. Others shifted to activism, tackling Hollywood's own biases behind the camera. Some actresses who once starred in iconic roles started to fight for better representation and opportunities for women in entertainment. Their work helped spark conversations about fairness, diversity, and the need for lasting change in an industry known for its double standards. Even if they weren't headlining movies anymore, their impact grew in different ways. There were also stars who chose to step away from fame to focus on family or personal projects. Phoebe Cates, a team favorite from the 80s, left acting behind to raise her children and later became a small business owner. She opened a boutique in New York, curating unique items that drew in locals and longtime fans. Her decision to walk away from acting seemed sudden to outsiders, but it was a move towards a more grounded, private life, one that many admired for its honesty. These shifts weren't always easy. Some actresses found it hard to adjust life without the constant attention and validation that came with stardom. According to reports, leaving the industry meant facing a loss of identity for many. While some thrived in their new pursuits, others struggled to find the same sense of purpose or struggled with being out of the spotlight. The transformation from Hollywood to a quieter life often came with unexpected challenges, from loneliness to questions about what comes next. Still, these reinventions sent a clear message. You don't have to fit Hollywood's mold forever. By choosing their own paths, whether that meant activism, businesses, or simply stepping back, these actresses show that it's possible to redefine success on your own terms. Fans noticed, and many found inspiration in seeing their favorite stars take control of their lives in ways that felt real. These stories prove that stepping away from fame doesn't erase an actress's influence. If anything, it can add a new layer to their legacy, showing that there's more to life than what happens on screen. But leaving Hollywood behind isn't just about finding a new career or hobby. The effects go deeper, shaping relationships, family life, and personal well-being in ways the public rarely sees. What does fame really do to people who live it? That's where things get complicated. For actresses who ruled the screen in the 80s and 90s, public attention shaped every part of life outside the studio. Fame looked effortless, but the reality was far more complicated. The constant spotlight made privacy almost impossible. Relationships, marriages, and friendships all took hits from the pressure. Some high-profile splits played out in tabloids, turning private pain into front-page drama. Every detail became gossip fodder, and the truth got lost in the noise. Fans saw the headlines, but few understood how exhausting it was to have every move dissected by strangers. The media's obsession with personal struggles made things even harder. When an actress faced a rough patch, her story was everywhere. One star's struggles were sensationalized, illustrating how tabloids magnify pain. Instead of supporting, there was often ridicule or speculation. The glare of the cameras didn't let up, even when the story was about heartbreak or addiction. For many, there was no safe space to recover. Public sympathy was rare. Most people just wanted the next scandal. This relentless attention wasn't just about relationships. The tabloid culture at the time meant that everything, parenting, aging, even day-to-day errands, could become a headline. Actresses had to manage their image at all times. Unlike today, where social media allows some control over personal narratives, the 80s and 90s left stars at the mercy of photographers and editors. Paparazzi followed them everywhere, hoping to catch a slip-up. If a marriage ended or a family member struggled, the story would run for weeks, often with little regard for the truth. Studies show relentless scrutiny leads to anxiety. No wonder some left the spotlight behind. The sense of always being watched wore down even the most resilient. For women, the pressure was even greater. They were judged not just for their talent, but for their looks, their parenting, and every word they said in public. The industry's double standard meant actresses faced harsher criticism and fewer opportunities as they aged or made personal choices that didn't fit the Hollywood mold. Some actresses tried to fight back by controlling what they could. A few gave carefully crafted interviews or hired publicists to spin stories in their favor, but most found it impossible to keep up. The cycle of rumors and speculation never really stopped. For some, this meant pulling back from the industry entirely. They chose to step away, hoping for a quieter life where they could focus on themselves and their families without constant interference. There were exceptions to the rule. One exception, a star who kept life low-key, proving that personal peace can outlast fame's glare. She stayed out of the gossip columns by limiting her public appearances and focusing on her family. Her strategy worked, and she managed to avoid many of the pitfalls that trapped her peers. Fans respected her for it, and her long-lasting relationship became a rare example of stability in a world known for chaos. Resilience became a theme for many actresses from this era. Some, like one former child star, faced setbacks early on but managed to rebuild their lives and careers. By sharing their stories openly, they inspired others facing similar struggles. Their willingness to talk about addiction, mental health, and personal growth made them relatable in a way that fame alone never could. But not every story found a happy ending. Some actresses drifted away quietly, their struggles overshadowed by the glare of celebrity culture. Their stories remind us that the cost of fame can be high, and that not everyone finds peace after the cameras stop rolling. For those that did, life away from the spotlight brought a different kind of satisfaction, one that didn't depend on box office numbers or magazine covers. Looking at these journeys, it's clear that the impact of fame lasts long after the final curtain call. Each actress's story reveals something about the pressures, rewards, and sacrifices that come with celebrity status. Their lives show how fame, time, and personal choices can shape not just careers, but identities themselves. The rise and reinvention of 80s and 90s icons told us that fame shapes lives in unpredictable ways, and resilience defines their true legacies. Whether they walked away from Hollywood or stayed in the glare of the spotlight, each transformation revealed the real cost of celebrity and strength it took to start over. Which actress's transformation surprised you the most? Comment below and let us know. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for our next Hollywood reveal. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.